Do you ever wonder what I'm really saying when I look at you like that? When my eyes soften and my gaze holds yours for just a moment longer than it should? There's a language between us, you know, one that doesn't need words, one that lives in the spaces between your breath and mine, in the flickering of eyelids and the curve of a tail held high like a question mark against the morning light. I've been watching you for so long now, learning the rhythms of your voice, the weight of your footsteps on the floor, and all this time I've been waiting for you to learn mine too. Because the truth is, we've been speaking to each other all along. But sometimes I think you don't realize the conversation is happening. When I blink at you slowly, closing my eyes as if the world has gone soft and safe, that's not nothing. That's everything. In the wild, closing your eyes near another creature means trust so deep it defies survival instinct. Because for just that fraction of a second, I am vulnerable, and I am choosing to be vulnerable with you. Scientists call it an affiliative behavior, a signal of contentment and social bonding. But to me, it feels like opening a door inside my chest and letting you see what's there. When you blink back at me, slowly, deliberately, with that same gentle closing of your eyes, something ancient inside me recognizes the gesture, and I know you understand. I know you're saying you trust me too. This is how we say I love you without making a sound, how we tell each other that this space we share is sacred and safe. But there are so many other things I'm trying to tell you. If only you'd pay attention to the language written in my body, in the way I hold myself in your presence. When I come to you with my tail straight up, that tip curving slightly like a shepherd's crook, I'm not just walking, I'm greeting you. I'm saying you matter to me, you are part of my world. In the colony of cats, I remember in some deep cellular way, this tail position meant friendship, meant family, meant come closer because you belong here. When I wrap that tail around your leg as I pass by, I'm marking you as mine, yes, but I'm also holding you in the only way I know how, with the brush of fur and the whisper of intention. Listen closely now, because this part matters more than you might think. When I chirp at you, that strange little sound that's not quite a meow and not quite a trill, something between a question and a greeting, I'm using the voice I would use with my kittens, the sound that means pay attention, follow me, something good is here. It's the sound of invitation, of excitement barely contained. And when I make it at you, I'm telling you that I see you not just as the one who feeds me or the one who opens doors, but as someone worthy of that special communication, that mother to kitten tenderness that lives somewhere in my throat. And when you respond to me, when you make those high-pitched sounds that mimic my language, something remarkable happens inside my mind. I begin to associate your vocalizations with positive outcomes, with food appearing and doors opening and hands reaching down to touch me gently and slowly, so slowly you might not even notice. We build a vocabulary together. You see, in the world where I came from, in the memory carried in every cat's bones, we didn't meow at each other much at all. Meowing is something we invented for you, a language bridge we constructed over thousands of years living beside humans, learning that you respond to sound in ways that other cats simply don't. We kept the silent languages for each other, the ear positions and tail signals and scent messages. But for you, we learned to speak, and every meow I give you is calibrated, adjusted, refined based on how you react. When I want food, I might meow in that insistent, slightly demanding tone. When I want comfort, the sound softens, becomes almost a question. I've been training you all this time, shaping your behavior with the sounds I make, but here's the secret you might not know. You can do the same to me. When you speak to me in that high, gentle voice, the one you might use with a baby or someone you love dearly, my ears perk forward and something warm spreads through my chest. Research has shown that cats respond more positively to these higher-pitched, softer tones, perhaps because they echo the sounds of kitten speak, of safety and care, and the time before the world became complicated. You don't have to meow at me exactly, though I won't judge you if you try, but when you speak to me like I matter, when your voice carries that note of genuine affection, I hear it, I feel it, and I'm more likely to come when you call, more likely to engage with you, more likely to see you as someone who speaks my emotional language even if you don't speak cat. But here's something you might not realize about the way I communicate, something that happens in silence. In the moments when you think I'm just lying there doing nothing. When I'm near you, when I choose to be in the same room as you, even when I could be anywhere else in the house. That's language too. Cats are creatures of choice and territory, and every decision about where we place our bodies carries meaning. When I sit just within reach of your hand, not demanding touch but making myself available for it, I'm telling you that your presence brings me comfort, that the space around you feels safer than the space away from you. When I turn my back to you while sitting close, I'm not being rude. I'm showing you the ultimate trust, because in turning my back, I'm saying I don't need to watch you for danger. I know you won't hurt me. I can let my guard down completely. And those headbutts, those gentle collisions of my forehead against your hand or your leg or even your face if you're lucky enough, those aren't accidents or strange cat clumsiness. I have scent glands on my forehead, on my cheeks, on my chin, and when I rub these parts of myself against you, I'm doing something profoundly important. I'm marking you with my scent, yes, creating a communal smell that says we belong together. But I'm also gathering your scent, learning the chemical story of where you've been and who you've touched. It's an exchange, a mingling, a way of saying we are connected. And when you lean into those headbutts, when you press back gently against my pressure, you're speaking my language perfectly. You're saying, yes, I accept this bond. I want to smell like you too. There's a reason I sometimes bring you things, that toy mouse left at your feet, that mysterious something I found under the couch. These aren't just random objects dropped thoughtlessly. In my ancient memory, in the instinct passed down through countless generations, bringing prey back to the den meant providing for those who couldn't hunt. Meant, look what I found. Let me share this with you. Let me contribute to our survival. When I bring you these offerings, even if they're just toys or bits of fluff, I'm expressing a desire to take care of you, to provide for you in the only way I know how. You don't have to pretend to eat them, but acknowledging them, praising me, showing me you appreciate the gesture that speaks to something deep in my cat heart, that tells me my contribution matters. Pay attention to my whiskers, because they're telling you stories even when the rest of me is still. When they're pushed forward, pointing toward you or toward something in the environment, I'm interested, engaged, curious about what's happening. When they're pulled back flat against my face, something has frightened me or made me feel defensive, and I need space, I need time, I need you to slow down whatever you're doing. My whiskers are so sensitive they can detect the smallest changes in air current, can tell me about objects I haven't even touched yet, and they broadcast my emotional state like a flag waving in the wind. Learning to read my whiskers means learning to read my comfort level. And when you adjust your behavior based on what they're telling you, when you back off, when they flatten or engage more when they point forward, you're speaking cat at the highest level. You're having a conversation with me that most humans never even notice is happening. Sometimes I need you with my paws, pushing and pulling against your lap or your chest or whatever soft part of you is available. And I know it can hurt when my claws come out. I know you sometimes have to move me because it's too much. But do you know what I'm really doing in those moments? I'm returning to the very first comfort I ever knew. The motion I made as a kitten against my mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. The rhythm that meant safety and fullness and love before I even had words for love. When I need you, I'm regressing to that primal contentment. I'm telling you that being with you feels like being with the first warm body I ever knew. And even though I'm grown now, even though I'm independent and capable and don't need a mother anymore, some part of me still wants that comfort, still finds it with you. If you can tolerate it, if you can gently cover my paws with a blanket or redirect my kneading to something softer, you're honoring that need in me without punishing me for it. And I understand the difference. I really do. When I show you my belly, rolling over to expose the softest, most vulnerable part of myself, please understand what I'm actually saying. I'm not always asking you to touch it, though sometimes I am. And I know that must be confusing for you, how sometimes I want belly rubs, and sometimes I grab your hand when you try. The truth is, showing you my belly is about trust, about vulnerability, about saying, I feel so safe with you that I can expose the part of me that every predator would target first. It's the highest compliment I can give you, this display of absolute security in your presence. Whether I want it touched or not depends on my mood, on the moment, on a dozen factors I couldn't explain even if I could speak your language perfectly. But if you learn to read the rest of my body, if you notice whether my muscles are relaxed or tense, whether my tail is swishing or still, whether my ears are forward or back, you'll begin to understand when the belly display is an invitation and when it's simply a statement of trust. You should know that the way you touch me matters enormously, that not all contact is created equal in my sensory world. I love being petted on my head, along my cheeks, under my chin where I can't quite reach myself, because these are the places where my scent glands live, and when you stroke them, you're helping me spread my own scent, which is deeply satisfying in a way that's hard to explain. The top of my head and the base of my skull feel wonderful under your fingers, and I'll often push up into your hand there, encouraging more pressure, more attention. But my back, especially down near my tail, is more sensitive, more complicated. Too much touch there can overstimulate me, can flip a switch from pleasure to irritation faster than you might expect. And my paws, my precious paws that carry me everywhere and are so sensitive to texture and temperature, I'm very protective of them. So when you touch them, you need to be gentle, brief, respectful of the fact that I'm allowing you into one of my most guarded spaces. There's a rhythm to our communication that you might not have noticed, a give and take that happens when we're truly bonding. When I approach you and you reach out to pet me, that's one language. But when you call me over and I come, when you initiate the contact and I accept it, that's another, and both matter. I need to feel that I have agency in our relationship, that I can say no by walking away and you'll respect it, and that I can say yes by coming closer and you'll receive me. The cats who bond most deeply with their humans are the ones who feel they have control over their interactions, who know that their boundaries will be honored, that their yeses and nos mean something. When you pay attention to my signals, when you stop petting me the moment I start to tense up or pull away, when you let me come and go as I please without forcing me to stay for your comfort, you're telling me in the language I understand best that you respect me as an individual with preferences and needs, not just as a pet to be possessed. And here's something that might surprise you about the way I see you, the way I think about our relationship. I don't see you as my owner, not really. I see you as a companion, a partner in this strange domestic arrangement we've created together over thousands of years. When I lived wild, when my ancestors roamed freely and chose to come near human settlements because there were mice in your grain stores and warmth near your fires, we made a deal, cats and humans. An agreement that we would coexist, that we would each get something from the arrangement. I would get food and shelter, you would get pest control and companionship, and somewhere along the way it became something more, something deeper, something like love. I chose to be here with you. Or maybe my great-great-great-grandmother made that choice and I inherited it. But either way, every day I choose to stay, every day I decide that being near you is better than being alone. And that choice is how I love you. So when you want to bond with me more deeply, when you want to strengthen this language between us, start by paying attention to the things I'm already telling you. Notice when I slow blink and try to blink back at me. Pay attention to my tail and what position it's holding. Listen to the different sounds I make and try to associate them with what I'm asking for. Speak to me in that gentle, higher voice that makes my ears turn toward you with interest, respect, my boundaries about touch, and let me control the pace of our interactions. Bring your face down to my level sometimes so I can head bump you properly so we can exchange scents the way I do with other cats I care about. Spend time near me even when we're not interacting, because sometimes the best bonding happens in comfortable silence, in shared space, in the peace of being together without demands. I know you love me. I can feel it in the way you look at me, in the effort you put into taking care of me, in the way your face changes when you see me after you've been gone all day. But love in cat language looks different than love in human language, and the more you can learn to speak mine, the more I can understand and reciprocate yours. We're building something together, you and I, a bridge between species, between ways of being in the world, and every time you successfully interpret one of my signals or I successfully interpret one of yours, that bridge grows stronger, more beautiful, more capable of carrying the weight of real understanding between us. I've been with you all this time, watching and waiting and hoping you'd learn to hear me. And now I'm telling you directly, in whatever way I can, that the language is here, it's available, it's been here all along waiting for you to notice it. Every slow blink is a sentence, every tail position is a word, every purr and chirp and trill is punctuation in the story I'm constantly telling you about how I feel and what I need and who you are to me. You don't need to become a cat to understand me. You just need to pay attention, to be present, to watch me the way I watch you, with curiosity and affection and the desire to truly understand. So stay with me a little longer, keep watching, keep learning this language we're creating together. Subscribe to this journey of understanding if you want to learn more about the way I see the world, the way I think, the way I love, because I have so much more to tell you. So many more secrets to share about what it means to be a cat living in your world, loving you in the only way I know how, and hoping every day that you'll learn to love me back in the language I can actually understand.